ready? Is this all we got? Anybody else see this movie yet? Huh? Fuck it, let's go. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the break room, where it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. We're here to deliver you a fourth wall break to help you escape your daily grind. And tonight, we got something to talk about. I don't know who's ready for it. Anybody out there? Anybody out there in chat land? Let me know how you feeling about this movie. Huh? I see Kendall out there. I see Jared out there. We might be the only three people that want to talk spoilers tonight. Jared disappointed. I know, man. I know. So I don't think I got to warn too many people about spoiler warnings because they got it. But so here's the deal. Night started off weird already. I rolled out to the movie theater thinking I had tickets for 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. I did, but tomorrow night, so I had to switch those out real quick. That's one of the benefits of COVID. Easy to exchange tickets because the theaters definitely ain't full. But despite that, we had a pretty packed theater where I went. Went to the good theater this time. I didn't go to the trash one I went last time. That one kind of pissed me off. Ruined that experience. How does one come to the decision to do that? I know, man. I know. We'll get there. So here's what I got to say about this movie. One last warning. If you're jumping in late, watching this on replay, and somehow you made it past all the markings in the description and all the markings on the thumbnail, we're about to spoil the movie, y'all. If you don't want to be spoiled, get the hell out of Dodge. All right? Just making sure. So, I mean, look, bro. We start off this movie with Eddie Brock in kind of a weird place. Be honest with you, I watched Venom 1 a long time ago. I don't remember. I didn't go into this like just freshly watching it, like remembering exactly where he was. But that's cool. The vibe from this movie from the get-go, I liked it. The title says it all. That's right, man. So we get to that point where we get this weird flashback right at the beginning, talking about Cletus, showing his life, and I'm like, oh, damn, oh, cool. We're gonna get a little origin story for him. It's not just gonna be jumping right into it, you know. I'm digging it. It was a little weird, and then we get introduced to Shriek, which, okay, we're getting that character. And, you know, they build that up for us. Then we get to the weird dynamic with the cop, the, like, Napoleonic cop, man. That, you watched Venom 1 last night in prep? Yeah. We get, I don't know, I'll save, like, my exact feelings on the movie for after I run through this real quick. So, like, yeah, we get that cop, that weird dynamic, his past with Shriek, and it's like, okay. All right. And then we get to the whole dynamic with Venom and Eddie, you know, kind of finding themselves in Splitsville. And I know I'm jumping ahead of the whole them going to visit Cletus Cassidy and stuff. Actually, like, that was cool too. I liked the way they actually, instead of just making it seem like it was something else, like they did in the trailers, Carnage actually is the offspring of Venom. So that's cool. They did that right, I think, for the most part, as good as they could. Right? The whole thing with Venom and Eddie leaving, that was just like, it was a plot device, right? That was to give us an actual story. All right? And it gave us some fun too. There's some fun parts there with Venom bouncing up in the club. That was hilarious. This man still doesn't. I mean, you could say he doesn't, but Avi Arad was also all over the credits for the 90s animated Spider-Man show, too. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You going to hate every single thing he did? Because that show is fire, Jared. You got to remember that part. He's had his name on everything Spider-Man. All right? So we can leave AV out of here. But, anyway, we get through Venom and Eddie breaking up, and then Cletus becoming Carnage, right? I think they could have spent a little bit more time showing Carnage doing Carnage things. They gave us some of it, but I don't think they really, and it's hard to do, I don't think they really encapsulated how, like, menacing and crazy a character Carnage actually is. And part of that is because they introduced Shriek. What they did was, in doing that, they gave him a motive. But in the comics, for the most part, Carnage's motive is to create carnage. It's not to go save his ex-girlfriend. Like, what the hell is that? All right? I remember thinking that as soon as they introduced that part of it. Again, cool, we got another villain. Don't know how I feel about, like, what they did to Carnage just in that regard. Right? I wanted, like, this is the character that's supposed to make Spider-Man having a conflict on whether or not to kill somebody, even if he could or not, we needed more loss. Like, to be honest with you, if you wanted to get real deep and show us who Carnage really was, he should have killed Eddie Brock's girlfriend. Should have killed his girl. should have been some real stakes in this movie. It should have got bloody. This should have been, like, rated R. That's the kind of Carnage, like, we should have got. They did the Carnage, and we're not even at the end yet. They did the Carnage in this movie what we're all afraid Disney is going to do to Deadpool. Real facts right there. Truth. That's my truth on Carnage. On the other side of it, though, this Carnage with what's his face? White Man Can't Jump. With wow, why is his name escaping me right now? Dude that played Carnage. It was a little goofy. They could not figure out that hair for the life of them. They could not get that down. But I love that actor, and I do think he was perfect for Carnage. I don't think they did an amazing job making Carnage who we want Carnage to be. And that is, like, thank you, Jared. Damn, like, what is wrong with me? Carnage is supposed to be that dude that scares the hell out of us because you don't know what he's doing. I got both of you showing. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I can't remember Woody Harrelson's name. Like, an iconic actor from, like, one of my favorite TV shows that I watch on Netflix sometimes still. Cheers. Speaking of Cheers. But, does this make me bad if I'm drinking? I'm not technically drinking by myself if you guys are here, right? I'm just gonna have just one glass, just one. But nah, man, we could have had something different. We could have had something beautiful. And I wasn't totally expecting them to go in there and give us this, like, this crazy ass Carnage like we want from the comics. They could have got a little bit closer to it, though. I think, again, the main issue they had was they felt they needed to give him a traditional motive, but they didn't. That was not necessary. All right, but moving on. When you can get past that part in the movie, we got to get the reunion of Eddie Brock. Or first we got to have the struggle, and then we got to get the reunion of Eddie Brock with Venom. They both got to miss each other. They make it so Venom basically thinks he can't bond with anyone else besides Eddie Brock. Nobody else is a good fit, which so many problems with that right there, because we all know who he fits pretty damn well with, because we all know who he should have fit pretty damn well with before he fit with Eddie Brock. Because, oh man, they jumped the gun on making this character, especially because he's supposed to be with Peter Parker before he's with Eddie Brock. This fundamentally changes who Venom is from the get-go. And that's what I think a lot of people have a problem with Sony doing these Venom movies in the first place. I do my best to accept these movies for what they are. Beyond that, so I go in there giving it a chance because I did think that first Venom movie was pretty cool, despite the fact that they did one of my favorite Spider-Man villains like that. And you notice what I'm rocking here today, right? Because we're going to get some of that too, right? But beyond all that, none of this really pissed me off yet. All right, none of this gave me any bad emotions yet. I was digging it all. Was digging this whole movie, really. Like, it was a fun time. And then we finally get to like the showdown, right? They got to do it in a church, and they got this corny ass shit though. They're ruining that a little bit with like this marriage that we got between Carnage and Shriek. Again, like, hated this whole idea. Wish they didn't do it, and it just doesn't even fit well because like Carnage. Oh my god. The main. Oh man, I'm it's coming out of me now, man. Hold up. So many problems with this dynamic of Carnage having a wifey, because Carnage shouldn't have any center, and apparently Shriek is supposed to be his center, and I'm not feeling that. No sir. And you see it, they foreshadow basically how he's gonna lose right when they go and they rescue Shriek, like part one of his mission, because Shriek does Shriek things, and that pisses Carnage off right away, and then you get your first hint of like, ooh, is there a little static here between Cletus Cassidy and Carnage? They're a little conflicted over what to do with this chick. Oh, I'm seeing that got me a little worried. I'm thinking, you know what, maybe she gets killed, but this guy's so psychotic he doesn't even care. But no, we get to the church scene. We get this weird ass little wedding, I guess you want to call it that. And then Venom breaks down the door, and we get the cool ass line where he's like, "Oh, that's a red one." I mean, Venom and Eddie relationship in this whole thing was hilarious, absolutely hilarious during the whole movie. Not gonna lie, there, I didn't have any complaints in that regard, right? But you got Venom scared to death of this dude. Everybody knows that Carnage can't be beaten by one person. Can't be beat by Spider-Man alone. He's not supposed to be beaten by Venom alone. And on top of that, he's like one swift move away from Cletus Cassidy's girl just detaching him from Cletus Cassidy because of the stupid plot device you put into this movie right from the get-go. Like, that was how I'm thinking the whole time. Like, all right, somehow they're just going to get her on their side. And, I mean, we never even fully get her to turn to Venom's side, honestly. They just, like, they're fighting each other as she's about to die, right? So, hey, look at that. We killed off one character. I'm pretty sure she was dead in the movie. But, I mean, we'll find out. We also get, we get Venom just getting his ass kicked by Carnage this whole time. Like, he's even saying, like, no, we're going to die. And then Brock's love interest, she survives this whole thing, even though she shouldn't have. And then you don't even get the satisfaction of like, all right, if we're going this route, then like Eddie being the good guy, because he's far from an anti-hero so far. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I mean, I guess that's hard to say because he's on the run from the cops by the end of this thing. But at the same time, like, maybe that was part of his character, actually saving the girl, doing the right thing there. It was dope. It was a good moment. But the ultimate way they fucked up this movie, and possibly fucked up any kind of awesome future that we could have had for this villain, if they go the route I think they're going in the future with the MCU. Venom bites Carnage fucking head off. What the hell is that? He bites Cletus Cassidy's head off, and he eats Carnage. What the fuck? What is going on? One part of me is like, bro, you can't do that. The saving grace here is that we get that end credit scene and we know what's coming down the pipe now. The reason we only see 5 villains in that first trailer of Spider-Man is because Venom, or hopefully Carnage, is that 6th villain in the Sinister Six. Because I'm holding out hope that if we could bring Doc Ock back to life, if we could bring the Green Goblin back to life, they got to find a way with these multiversal implications to bring Cletus Cassidy back to life and let Feige actually make him a better character in the MCU. Because that's the only way you're going to save Venom at this point. Because right now, we got a character joining the MCU that ain't the real Venom, man. Like, this is not what Venom's supposed to be right now. We got the missing dynamic. I mean, his suit ain't even what Venom's suit's supposed to look like. He doesn't have the ability to really outman Spider-Man the way Venom should, because the Venom symbiote never had that relationship with Peter Parker yet. I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I don't know if the setup is even, if it's possible at this point, just from what Sony did. So they fundamentally changed this Venom character into something. It's fun, but it's a totally different character than separated from everything that made it great in the comics, really. The dynamic between Venom and Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, the team up that has to happen for Spider-Man and Venom to defeat Carnage, that's eviscerated unless they do something real slick. So I don't know, man. It was a super fun movie for me. Loved so much about it until they killed off 2 villains. No damn reason. There had to be another way to do it, man. Just separate them from the symbiote and I don't know. Had to be a different way to do it. But I don't know, Jared. Me and you might be the only people pissed off enough to watch something about this right now. Just had to get my mind out there. Kendall, where you at, bro? You still here? How you feeling about this? Oh, it was a rough one. I mean, if I gotta rank this movie up until that last scene, like the ending, if I could just wipe out the ending, like a different one, and then still have that post-set credit scene, like it's like an 8.5, 9 for me. I loved it, but the implications of what they just did, unless they find a way to fix it with the multiverse, man. And Jerry, yeah, I hope they give the suit to Tom, but I don't know, man. I just don't know. They done fucked up Aaron. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about this so far. Rough sailing on this movie. If people are going in there hoping to get a brutal ass Carnage, like, hey man, that's not what you got. You didn't get like a maniacal killer that we should have had. I mean, yeah, he did some killing, but that motive they gave him really took a lot away from it. Because he had like a reason for what he was doing, and that takes away from how crazy he was. Part of me was hoping while I was watching this movie too that just like out of nowhere Tom Holland would just swoop in, or any of them. That would have been amazing. That would have, if they could have gotten that done, man. I don't know how they could have made it work, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen going into the movie. So it is what it is. It's one of those movies you got to accept for what it is. The bright spot is Venom's in the MCU now. It's what it is. I see you, Vito. And I know you like these spoilers for some reason. Big old weirdo. But yeah, dog. The leak is real. Like, to a T. Leak is like what we heard is absolutely real. It's exactly what happened. So hats off to like some of them people that put that out there. But I don't know how long you've been in here, Vito, but you're just not gonna like the fact that, at least in that universe, Carnage is no more. So Venom said, tasty to Carnage. Actually, he didn't. He said the opposite as he was eating him. But yeah, bro, told you. It's a sick movie, Vito, right up until what happens. So exactly, bro, exactly. Now you understand my thumbnail. The only saving grace of this, Vito, is they did that to Cletus Cassidy, right? But remember, for the Sinister Six, we're getting in No Way Home. Octavius was dead. They brought his ass back. Green Goblin was dead. They're bringing his ass back. Cletus Cassidy is dead. Maybe they found a way to bring him back too. I'm hopeful, because the way they got Venom set up right now, he's not exactly... There's actually the tasty line. That's the part of it that didn't actually happen. He says something. He just says, like, this guy. He doesn't say that. So I'm hoping that they're making us think, like, oh, shit, Venom's, like, the sixth villain, Sinister Six. But what really happens is Carnage is it. And, like, Feige and company get their hands on him and make him way more menacing. Because there's got to be a reason for Venom to be there. I don't think he's going into Spidey's movie being the bad guy. I think he's going to team up with him. I hope. We see a lot of black Spider-Man suits too. So hopefully there's some bad renditions of a symbiotic Spider-Man. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they just couldn't find a way to get that part in there. I don't know, man. Maybe they're trying to avoid the whole Spidey Venom clash just now. They just haven't found a good way to approach it yet. Maybe they're skipping that and going straight to Spidey and Venom versus Carnage. I don't know. Lots of possibilities. The multiverse is the only saving grace for this movie. It really is. The end credits. Sony's like lucky as hell they got Marvel to carry him right now. I mean, let's talk about that end credit scene though. So with that being what it is, that opens the door for a lot of other things to be true. Like, for instance, the stuff we were hearing Tyrese saying, like, yeah, part of the MCU. Like, maybe, just maybe, like, with a loose leash. Loose leash, I said it right? Yeah. Feige gave the go-ahead to be like, yeah, we're going to bring you into our world, too. You got to just stay inside these parameters, you know? I don't see there being a huge difference between him giving them some notes and stuff to abide by. No Morbius stuff. No. The only real connection was what we heard. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. What happened with Shriek? Shriek basically got Gwen Stacy'd. Pretty similar. But why you want me to spoil this for you? I mean, fuck it. Not exactly Gwen Stacy, but, you know, she took a fall. I don't know, man. Multiverse means that nobody's really dead, so that's all we got. But anyway, I came in here, gave y'all a quick little stream. I don't know how many of y'all ready to watch this yet. I feel weird just saying y'all right there. It's not my thing. But anyway, appreciate the few of you guys stopping by. Anybody out there looking for some spoiler streams and not getting a lot of it yet, come through on the replay. And cheers, buddies.
It's over. Go home. Go.